back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
You always just have to red light. Defenders have been given like.
I can't lie, Arsenal fans. I'll be real with you. I do not care about any transfer news until we see medicals, bids, fees agreed, etc., etc. Now, it's come out, or better yet, Hand of Arsenal spoken as to why the Morgan Rogers thing went left. I'm at the point, let's pivot towards other targets. Bring me Nico Williams, or bring me talents that could one day be mentioned in the realm that we've mentioned some targets and certain players, because going for these top names is just ending in heartbreak. And we've been linked with John Stones people. So yeah, man, smash the like button. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's blessed. We're going to crack on in just a moment. Just before we get into that, as I said, hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's blessed. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And in some cases, good night. We had a great World Cup. And you know what, yeah? I ain't enjoyed the hate along. I guess this is how the world has felt, yeah, with saying Arsenal are going to be second again, and obviously us winning the Prem, and you know them overdoing it with the Champions League. I guess how they felt, how pagans felt about us in the Champions League finals, how I felt against with Spain, Argentina, if not worse. I can't lie, I'm not a hater. Like I am a hater for people that deserve hating, but I'm not a hater. Like Argentina are the biggest football villains I have ever seen at a World Cup. You know, they've got away with murder. I felt that it was booked for them. But you know what? God is real, because he said, don't worry, do not worry. They've done so many clubs dirty. The best is yet to come. To see Enzo Fernandez get sent off, to see all of their players crying. They landed or attempted to land more punches than actually shots on target. Yes, they went down to 10 men. Everybody who watched that knew what time it was. And at the end of the day, Mr. Double M, Mikel Marino snatched Mbappe's, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Lionel Messi's chain. For Messi, where's this for Messi stuff? I need to see Romero, Lisandro Martinez, Rodrigo de Paul, all of them, but Paredes. The only Argentine I feel sorry for, I do feel sorry for Messi, but the only one, Gabriel Heinz, my guy, I feel sorry for you, but your country's going to have to hold that, man. The players are scummy, bro. I like the passion. I do like the fact that they're villains, but they've got zero sportsmanship, zero integrity. You know, they're cunts when they win. They're cunts when they lose. Pardon my French. Everybody needed that. Now, again, I do think you got to be very special for the world to be with Spain, and read between the lines, innit? England, Argentina, France, Spain. It's all birds of the same feather, really and truly, innit? But yeah, a man said, waiting for the intro so I can dance in the office. Reese, you're far too kind. Hayden, appreciate you. No clue why the comments not coming up. There's a bit of a lag there. Good evening, DJ. I hope you and your family are well. Right back at you and everyone in the chat, my boy. I caught up earlier on the other stuff. I wouldn't be against Nico in this market. A good, cheaper option, or maybe that new star from RB Leipzig. I mean, Nico Williams is a difficult deal. He took everyone around the houses, and you know what? I never forgave him for that. Previously, I was on that. You know what? You fucked about, forget him. I must admit, because who else are we going to get? Because I'm at the point, I'll be so honest, like, these Morgan, obviously, Rogers going Chelsea, but these Morgan Rogerses, these Bruno Gomareses, Bacolas, Alvarez, what have you, I love all of these players. Like, forget it, bro. Like, I'm not on it no more. Until, at this point, until fees are agreed and people are doing medicals, I don't care no more. So for me, psychologically, we might as well find Julian Alvarez when he's at River Plate, Gundogan and De Bruyne when they're in Germany, Rogers when he's at Middlesbrough, or go and get that deal confirmed. You get my drift in it, really. Like, granted, Salah when he's in Italy off the back of the Chelsea stuff. Granted, at the point, these examples are given. Granted, at the point of entry into Arsenal Football Club, I'm not going to be as excited as I would be for some of the other names. But if they're the right players, they're the right players. Obviously, I still maintain for real energy around this football club, the end of the window is when I'll really provide smoke if we don't do what needs to be done. But I still don't think fans should crash out, but I can't blame them. We're being briefed that Morgan Rogers is the top target. He only wants Arsenal. You've been intercepted. Obviously, Morgan Rogers and Jerry Monger are not in the same category, innit? One's a household name, one's still establishing himself, but it's in the same vein of what appears. Granted, we don't know Arteta, we don't know Berta, we don't know what's going on, but it feels to the casual fan there's dilly-dallying. Anytime there's dilly-dallying, you open up the window. Chelsea just sat back, let you negotiate. Oh, Villa, like what? They're still messing about. We'll give you 100 million. In fact, we'll throw extra 17 on top. Let's move. Mongo, we'll give you an extra 2 odd million quid. And you know what? Yeah, yes, the fees are excessive. But at the end of the day, if Morgan Rogers done the business, one, nobody cares. Two, it's not my bread. And three, you could argue, yes, I know we're working with, everybody's got a budget. That don't mean we're broke. Everyone's got a budget. But if you really rated the guy, you'd spend a piece, which again, and the final thing I'll kind of say on that before we crack on and entertain you lot in the chat, Rogers is one thing, Bacola is another, Alvarez is this, Bruno Gomes is that. Okay, you might not be able to get the individuals. Make sure that window closes and you got them profiles, you know. Make sure the depth is there. Make sure we really believe that we can win this Premier League again. It's one thing winning it. Lord knows how difficult it is to win the Premier League. It's the next thing retaining it. There's only a select few of teams in my 31 years that have done that. Chelsea have done that. City have done that. United have done that. Why the fuck can't my football club do that? We need to do that. That is what we need to do. Anything less than that's a dickhead thing. But it is what it is. As you can see on screen as well, completely off topic, the Arsenal squad returned to the Sobai Reality Training Centre for pre-season training this morning. Always be London Coley. Lewis Skelly's been spotted. Ricardo Calafiori's been spotted. Spare a thought for Mascaro. Come on, man. De La Fuente. Make sure he's there for the Euros. He could have been a World Cup winner as well. Gabriel Jesus. Some of you forget Reece Nelson's here, but he is back in training. Jurien Timber and Benjamin White as well, which is positive. Obviously, they've just walked through the door. We don't know their fitness levels, how much they can or can't take part in pre-season, but wrap these lot in cotton wool, innit? I would Berta to go and do a hijack from Chelsea with Max Lecole. Big up DG. Arsenal owners got their league now showing ambition. I'll disagree. I don't think it's about Josh Kroenke and them man showing ambition. I hear you. We wish they moved like other people, but for years, whether we've won the league like this year or previous years, I don't think you can blame them. They give you lot P's, they give you lot budgets, Arteta, Berta, the people, you know, Michelli, all of these people, they say you lot are big boys, you know, you got big boy pants on. Go do it. We're not going to be onto you and whatnot. Quarterly, we might have meetings and things, but we're not going to be them owners that you lot are working, we're looking over your shoulder. It's down to you. Because I can't say they're not showing ambition. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, and I'm definitely not, well, now, to be fair, I don't even think it's a pro-Kroenke thing. They're irrelevant. There was times I did want them to leave this football club. I did back the protests and things. I don't think there's been that. There's been times where they've shown ambition. They've got their wages up, bro. They're giving players serious wages. They've given you a lot of money to spend. They've given you 65 million for Kai Havertz. They provided you 50 million and you spent for Madueke. You know, you've been and bought Declan Rice for 105 million. They gave you the finances to get the Morgan Rogers thing done. It's you, man, fucking about. Whether that's Berta, whether that's Arteta, whether it's the wider team, I don't know who. We always give the example of grandma, innit, and nanny. And RIP all our nannies and grandparents that are not here. If you're playing with your cousins in the room, whether there's 2 of you, 10 of you, 5 of you, we could all be cousins in the room. I could be sitting in the corner reading a book. Some of your cousins could be play fighting. Something breaks. Granny comes in. Everyone who's on the crime scene is getting beats. That's how I feel. Listen, I am not there with Berta, with Arteta. Don't know who's doing what. Rate you, Arteta. Rate Berta. Rate all of you lot. Make it happen. So you lot all have to hold that. If you get me some signings that means we don't care about it, then fair play. It's Monday, chest and triceps day. For me, Monday is leg day, man. I big up my guy, Hand of Arsenal. They try to discredit the boy, man. I know you got some news for us soon, man. Listen, all Berta Arteta they could do is just make sure the window closes. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a shame we didn't get Morgan Rogers, but this guy and that guy in the third. And I don't want to be excited for excited purposes or spend money for money's purposes, but I do want to be excited. Like, you know what? We all sat there and said, all right, cool, pre-World Cup. No one ain't really making moves. There's 1-2 things going on. During the World Cup, moves are going on. We said, all right, he's cool. Morgan Rogers after the World Cup, it felt like it. Gazumped by Chelsea. Now we need to do things because my thing is, the spine of our squad needs to be addressed purely because it's not sustainable what we've been doing with Gabriel, Saliba, Bukayo Saka, insert whichever player's been running to the ground there. And level raises, man. If I'm really honest, it is what it is. But in 2026, we shouldn't be talking about left wing. Did we discover this month, last month, this year that we needed a left winger? Or last season? Or the year before that? Now, admittedly, my maths is bad. And I'm not going to say I can really remember 3 seasons behind. But probably that. My point being, it's been there for years. And I like Zolis. I feel sorry for Zolis because if they don't do what needs to be done in the market, then some fans are not going to give you a chance. But you brought Zolis in, you brought Millier in, Hincapié free transfer, well, permanent transfer, apologies, make it happen. I thought Rashford was available for around 30, 40. Bro, it's his wages. I don't want Rashford, man. I like him. He's man them. It's not going to bang, bro. We know in our hearts, like, it's not going to bang. Like, Rashford is not going to. I'm happy with Zolis, man. If that's the case, just buy a striker for no reason. DG, I like 50 mil for Rashford to sort your left wing problem out. Let me know I can make a call. You don't want the best for Arsenal Football Club, man. A man said Nico Williams, you lot are tapped. Oh, we just have difference of opinions. Arsenal go and get Jeremy Boga from Juventus, proper winger. Didn't they just buy him? Greasy. This is who I can't say his name. And I'm not necessarily convinced, but I'm at the point of, should we take a chance on people? I cannot say that Norwegian lad's name, but there's actually a tab somewhere where I was going to mention him. The lad who scored the cross/shot against England, I think he's at Benfica, football manager legend. We'll call him Andreas. That's his first name. I'd rather Noosa though, man. Watch how we miss out on Bruno G. Bruno can want us. Morgan can want us. We could want him. You've got to agree the fee. It's either we clock where the market's going. And I know it's easy for me to say, but like Morgan Rogers, you can see what's happening. If they're really telling you 90, 100 million, you know the World Cup. You know, to be honest, Arsenal have been linked with him for a few months, but it was really Chelsea were the ones linked with him. If you get that deal done, great. I actually rate Aston Villa sat there and said, hang about. Elliot Anderson went for how much? Morgan Rogers can go for how much? Let's go and get this. So, like, this is the market. You either sit at the big boy table and say, okay, I'm not saying be illogical, but pay the fees. Like, none of these players are worth it. This is the market. You either do that or you intercept and find these players before they become household names. And they've been there. Bacola was at Lyon. Cherky was at Lyon. Doué was at Rennes. The guys have been there. So either the scouting needs to be a bit more forward thinking or you're ready to put the piece down. Make sure you've got other targets because you know if you don't get Gomares, Rogers, Bacola, Alvarez, there has to be alternatives. You've got until the 31st of August, 1st of September. Make it happen. Don't fuck about. Evening social. In the past few markets, you snooze, you lose, and top players are going fast. Hello. Nico Williams, no. Seen him miskick the ball. He's a nonny on the left. To be fair, he tried his skill, man. All these links are actually tiring. Every day a new link. I wish it was every day a new link. It's the same old guys, man. Just sign some players already. There's still time for a proper window to be had. Big up DG, smash the likes. Is there not a younger profile who's like Bruno G who would be just as good? I wouldn't be against getting Manu Kone in. I personally wouldn't be against Manu Kone at all. In terms of like for like with Bruno Gomares, scouts do your jobs, man. I doubt Williams would want to leave as well, man. And he took everyone through the houses with it. Everyone's talking like it's their own money. Well, if I had 117 million, I can't say I'd be spending it on a footballer, mate. You have to be realistic. Why is the coach always needing 80 or 100 mil every window? Just looks spooky. When you're rich, your account will always ask why you're spending like this, just not having it. The owners can't say we're going to spend big and then put a cap on what you spend on players, knowing we need an upgrade in attack. I disagree. You have to put a cap. You can't be silly. But they've clearly given you the budget, whatever pre-sales, whatever. They've given you the budget. I genuinely believe that whether that's 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, they've given you a kitty. They've probably given Berta a mandate, sort out some wages. And what I mean by that is sort out some other resources and wages. They've given you your summer budget. They've probably told you, listen, you move on Nelson, Gabriel Jesus, Norgard, Martinelli, whether a man can bring in 5 million or 70 million, that could be put on top. It's down to you. We're all aware of how the Cronkies work right now. Like we are. They've put these people in positions. I rate the manager. I rate Berta. I rate Michelli or whatever his name is and what he does and all the others. You lot figure it out. Figure it the hell out. Yeah, I see this Nico move happening. Not sure how I'd feel about it, but Arteta loves his Spanish core. Let's not get desperate and scramble for signings like Nico Williams. Rather have Rashford, him and Saka link up. Well, I wouldn't say it's desperation. Nico Williams is better than Rashford. Nico Williams in 2026. Nah, GG. Nah, that ain't it, brother. Nah, streets are saying Sherlock guy got a case like number. Swear down. I never knew that. That's news to me. Yeah, safe. It's a news thing. I'm gonna do my research. Yeah. Safe. Big up social for that one. Personally, I don't like being linked to players like we get linked. Can't we just move in silence? To be fair to the club, they probably are moving in silence. They're not linking these guys. I reckon Rashford is the player you lot make loan option. I hope not. DG, I think Vinny should at least have his waters tested. He only has 1 year left. It's the wages, but we ain't going to do that. A man said DG's on chasing girls that don't want him far behind the stream and going via the title. Vince, shut the fuck up, man. Chat your shit, bro. Bro, you are one of them. You're on the internet saying that I'll take your girl with my picky head. Are you crazy? Behave yourself. And your sis. Relax. Hi, sis. I didn't want to do that to you because you're always here. But who you join up? I hate to be the one to say this, but someone has to. Right now, it feels like we aren't going to sign any names this window, and we'll be left with players we need to move on. Now, I can't lie. I've said before, easier said than done. But I think when Berta's come in, prior to now, stay with me. I think he's done a good job. I think last summer with Vex, it was good. You handled several new deals. That was good. I think coming into this summer, beyond the obvious, as to why we want to take it to another level, I do think naturally so, away from the obvious as to how we can improve and do all of that kind of jazz, the Cronkies must have said to Bert, we ain't really made no peas of sales for a while. A couple of these boys have been here and they're on big wages. You have to, away from the obvious, we need to shed some of the players off, innit? Gabriel Jesus is past it. Nelson shouldn't still be here. That's over 300 grand a week. Not that I'm pocket watching or really care, because my thoughts generally. I think players deserve all the money. Clubs and all the other entities in football don't. Move them on. Fabio Vieri need to be moved on, etc., etc. But are doing shit, mate. Well, judge him at the end, man. The owners are happy to overprice jerseys, ticket prices, foods, but they can't overpay for a player. To be fair, we've overpaid for many a player, and rightly or wrongly, every club is. You name me a football club. In fact, the only football club I rate, I could be wrong, I'm sure it's Brentford. Brentford said for the next 2 years we're keeping the same home shirt. No one ain't done that. Show me a football club shirt, yeah, in the whole of the Premier League, especially the top 6, that don't cost an arm and a leg, or any national team that don't cost an arm and a leg, or ticket prices. Who cares who's paying more or whatnot? Bro, unfortunately, it's business. Unfortunately, as football fans, we're always going to be the one paying through the noses. We're always going to be the ones paying for all these subscriptions, the million that you need. Obviously, all the kits and tracksuits, program prices are going up. I hear it, but we have to blame people for what they should be blamed for, and we can't blame them for what they're not to be blamed for. 2-year shirts, that was Puma days, made sense. Bro, they're going to make bread. Arsenal have a great brand. We've won the title. You know, we make some good designs and good club, but they're always going to keep pushing it. Rightly or wrongly, they're going to keep feeding you new merch. Football's an illogical sport in itself. We live in a tough time of cost of living. Do you know how many families where there's a wife or there's a husband? There's so many things in that household will get cut back. You know, the poor old little kid, he might not be able to do extracurricular activities. He might tell his missus, we're not going on no holidays. Do you know how much things a man will do before he says, I'm giving up my season ticket? When you've got from that business, football's already illogical. We always sit here and say, oh, how many times has it been long? Oh, I'm not watching football no more. Not watching my team no more. Don't care anymore. And we're back. And we're still here. I can't take it anymore. And that goes not just for my football club, many a football club. So, yeah, man, the club did the right thing to not crumble under pressure, but we need to move quick now with the next target. Nico Williams is shit harsh, no sales at all. Oh, they're going to have to get a move on, innit? They're going to have to, innit? Like, they've got it all to do. What I would say is us football fans were very hypocritical. Right now, we're vexed. You rise up some signings optimistic about. Suddenly, the titles change. The optimism changes, etc. I'd have loved to have sat here and here we go, Morgan Rogers. Bruno Gomares is in some helicopter coming to London. Bacola, what's going on? This, what's going on? Quick little defender coming. Gabriel Jesus is gone. Dark. I can't answer when, bro. I'm like you. I wish I had the answers, cuz. This is why I've always said I'll reserve proper crash outs for if the window closes and we ain't done what we've done. There's going to be days where I'm more optimistic. As you can see, probably in the last 24 hours, maybe you can't. But I like to think you can see I've been a bit pissed off in it. Like, there needs to be another word beyond being pissed off. I don't know the word, but I'm over this. Like, I don't really care about half of these things. He's not that guy. Stop this. FFP editor, I've got a bone to pick with you. You was quite rude in my comments. By all means, disagree. Don't be feisty. Don't be feisty. Praying to run into one of you lot one day. I just want to know and know that the energy is the same. But yeah, cracking on with this. Smash the like button. Bring Nico, man. Bring him, man. Bring him. Bit desperate, but bring him. I know it's not happening. Big up Hand of Arsenal because he did provide the update. I'll click on his account because it's come out at 36 minutes past 1. I don't know if he's made another tweet. Arsenal maintains strong interest in Konza. I can't say this guy's name, but Crystal Palace's local interest called a while back after I reported it. Probably going to have to pay a bit too much for him from Crystal Palace. Konza's got 2 years left on his deal. Knowing our club, we're probably thinking we can be a bit cheeky and bargain it and barter and whatnot. I don't know. The club also held interest in Jacobo Ramon. I think he's at Como. But Como have no intention to sell, given their Champions League exploits. As I said, I'd love Bruno Gomares, but until I see anything of significance, I don't really care because I can't see it happening. Newcastle remain firm on their valuation of Bruno, 80 to 85 million. So in an ideal world, you get him for 60 odd, but you're probably going to have to pay a bit more. In an ideal world, you probably get Rodgers for 80, 90, 100 odd million, but you're going to have to pay a bit more. How much do you really want these players? How much are they difference makers? And if you can't get them, have you got different other profiles? Just make sure you do what needs to be done. For me, I'm at the logic now, man. When we're linked with these kind of players, I'm not taking it in, man. And this is why, and I've said before, when it looked a bit more optimistic around Morgan Rogers, and I thought it might mean I'm a positive omen. This is why I didn't think at the time, and we did get some of these players. I didn't think we get Alexis, Aubameyang, Mesut Ozil. The list kind of goes on, all of those. And for every Declan Rice, we've had the Bruno Gomes pursuit, the Douglas Luiz pursuit, the Caicedo pursuit, the Rodgers pursuit, ultimately left twiddling our fingers in it, really. Arsenal were, Martinelli is for sale. I mean, that's interesting to me in a sense that probably something we knew, but I didn't expect Trossard and Martinelli to go. Is there a market for Martinelli? And but that's where you got to earn your magic, because if Anthony Gordon's gone for 60 odd, we should be getting that for Martinelli. Whether he's better or not is irrelevant. It's just what the market is. Arsenal were told 80 to 100 M's gets it done for Morgan during May, June time. This was relayed to Berta via agents. Maybe they play. You know what? Because again, now my mind starts to overthink. Maybe in hindsight, Morgan was ongoing Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea were making moves, Arsenal were not. He wants to move and make progression. Maybe the agents that was relaying information was playing better, really, and Villa. Because if he genuinely, for argument's sake, if Rodgers genuinely wanted Chelsea and Arsenal onto him, and agents are the middlemen, are you not going to relay this information to Chelsea? Right, like Arsenal are saying 100 odd. You got your money. And obviously, the bigger the transfer fee, the more agent commission. Everybody's winning. Rodgers got a new deal and he gets to move to a club he wants to go. Agent's done his thing for his client and got paid. Aston Villa have made a tremendous profit on someone that's been there a couple of years. Middlesbrough obviously made some money, because of the sell-on clause. Everyone's a winner, apart from my football club fans at this moment. This was relayed to Berta via agents. Anderson deal changed Villa's valuation completely. I rate that from Villa, as it should. If you've got one of these assets in this day and age, you should be trying to bump people. 117 million. Therefore, Arsenal verbally offered 80. They were willing to go to 100 max, but the valuation had changed because the Anderson and Tonali deals had dictated the market by this point. So we haven't quite shown flexibility in our approach. Morgan and his family were fully set on Arsenal. Face-to-face meeting with Mikel, now reported via major journalists too. And this is the jarring thing, like, well, we're just wasting bare time. Whoever's job it is to dot I's and cross T's, it's still in Berta we trust, but you're fucking about. Man, I'm meeting families. This always happens in the transfer window, innit? People think they're getting moves and go elsewhere, but maybe we need to change our system. On one hand, I do rate our approach, and it's almost like trading, innit? Or investing. If you've got a core set of principles that you don't bend on, you might miss opportunities, but 9 times out of 10, it will work out for you. But to me, it feels like the patterns we've been trying to pattern, we're not adapting to the times, quote unquote, and we're left short-handed. Because if Rodgers was your left winger, the debate is never whether Rodgers could be a left winger. Like, if he was your top left wing target, me as a neutral football fan, not even a neutral football fan, that's the wrong word, as just an armchair expert, not in the negotiating table, of course we could throw some names, but the left wing market's a bit dead. Where else are you going to pivot now? Whether the person's good enough is not or not is another conversation to have, but you had to have known, cool, Rodgers, ideal world, he signs for Arsenal under the terms we want. If not, we have to pivot elsewhere. Bacola, they're asking, did we not even see that they wanted 160 million for PSG from PSG? Well, PSG wanted that for Bacola. So, boy, another one bites the dust. Who knows? With Morgan Rodgers going Chelsea, maybe, can get him on the free. A part of me hopes that I wake up and we've hijacked the hijack, but them kind of things don't happen with my football club, man. Get me, like, personal terms haven't been an issue. Arteta feels sorry for you. Arsenal were haggling over Morgan Rodgers' price and acted a bit unreasonably in negotiations. That's when Chelsea stepped in directly and agreed to pay the amount demanded by Aston Villa. Arsenal were hit by a big surprise when Chelsea hijacked their deal for Morgan Rodgers. And obviously, on top of all the other reasons for Chelsea getting Morgan Rodgers, there's got to be a correlation with anyone who spent 2 minutes at City and gone elsewhere ending up at Chelsea, innit? Arsenal didn't panic when they found out about Rodgers going to Chelsea. All right, well then make sure you rise up something else. I did speak about this in an earlier video, but big up our World Cup boys. Big up everyone who participated from an Arsenal perspective at the World Cup. And you've got our World Cup winning trio, David Raya, Mikel Merino, and Martin Zubimendi. Zubimendi and Merino came off the bench. Spain defeated Lionel Messi's Argentina. Zubimendi signed for us, ended our 22-year drought. Partey could never. I only deal with facts. Tell me where I'm wrong. And again, even stuff like this, I don't want to hear it no more, man. Arsenal have other attacking targets, including Julian Alvarez and Junior Krupi, while appreciation remains for Bradley Bacola, who is also a Liverpool target. I'm having Krupi with all, Arteta seems dead set on Julian Alvarez. Bacola, fuck it, bring it, but it is what it is. Is there anyone that would I wouldn't have John Stones? Now, for the way we play football and obviously, the modern day requirements of a centre-back, obviously with the Saliba stuff, if it was just on John Stones as a footballer, it makes sense for me, if I'm completely honest. But you look at the amount of games he's played in the last few years, the amount of starts, the amount of injuries. For me, it don't make sense considering like what we've got. You throw in the Arsenal tax. Him and Saliba will be a great partnership in the treatment table. Won't really be seen at the Emirates. And I do think there could, John Stones, you could earn a decent wage. You've competed against Arsenal, so you know what we're on. You stay in the Premier League. You know about Arteta. You chat to a couple of your England boys. It'd be a good proposition. But for me, if I'm John Stones at 32, winning and doing everything I've done at City, when are you going to have a better opportunity to maybe explore something abroad? But nonetheless, that's my thoughts. What's yours? Arsenal apparently are now among a host of clubs exploring a move for John Stones. Team Talk understand sources, understand his performances at the World Cup, have convinced several of Europe's biggest clubs that he can still perform at the highest level. So, yeah, we're considering whether to go on him. He's got offers from England and abroad. I mean, the part of me did feel with England versus France, Bradley Barcola and Saka might be talking about linking up at club level. But Romano said, my understanding in Bradley Barcola is that so far Arsenal have not made any checks over the recent days. At the moment, the conversation between Barcola and Arsenal is still cold. Liverpool remain attentive to the situation. Zolis apparently is in London finalising his move to Arsenal. Everything goes to plan. It'll be announced on Wednesday. Sam Wallace of the Daily Telegraph has said Arsenal are making a major push to sign Bruno Guimaraes. Predictable because there's only so many wingers we can be linked with, and following the fallout with Rodgers, the journalists have to throw some other names. Yan Diomande. Seems like it's difficult for Liverpool and PSG to prize him out of Leipzig, so I don't doubt that we've scouted him, but really, does anyone believe this? I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Keep an eye on the situation of Yan Diomande, 19. PSG have a verbal agreement on contract terms, but do not have an agreement with Leipzig. I'm told there are more clubs who keep calling on a daily basis to understand if they can enter the deal. Arsenal did this over the recent days. There are more clubs calling behind the scenes. Now it's on PSG to close this story. Arsenal had an agreement close with Rodgers on personal terms, but they waited and another team arrived. With Diomande, it's been 3 or 4 weeks since the agreement to personal terms. Pardon me, apologies. But then you have to close the deal club to club. All right. Again, this is what's jarring. Again, I've no disrespect to Andrea, but plenty of sporting directors operate like this. And I only say that to say this. I do think language is important. And I think a lot of journalists, when they speak about Arsenal, they make it sound like it's mad unique to us. Fair enough, though. Andrea Berta likes to spin multiple deals to the point of near fruition. Again, but you can spin all them plates. You need to confirm something. You didn't. All the plates are going to drop in it. And then finally bid. Arsenal took weeks to get to a point of a bid for Morgan Rodgers. Chelsea were more decisive. We want you. We'll pay what it takes. Players like that clarity. Arsenal haggling over Jerry Monga. That opened the door to join City. Enzo Maresca knew the player. He called the player and Man City paid what it takes. It was only 3-4 million difference. Arsenal missed out on Monga as well. So this dilly-dallying it, we might look back and judge it differently, but it's bit you in the arse. Zolis has already arrived, but Arsenal are looking for a starting left winger. And potentially, in addition, a more versatile box office 9. I think both of those are high priority. We need to keep an eye on Julian Alvarez's situation. Arsenal are alert to that opportunity, but it's a difficult deal. Junior Krupi is on the list. There's an appreciation for Bradley Barcola, but Arsenal haven't made any movement there yet. Arsenal made an inquiry for Lacole. The starting valuation from Crystal Palace is 55 million. We obviously earlier just read something by Hand of Arsenal, so that's looking mythical. Declan Rice has spoken about needing injections to numb nerve pain during the season and has not been fully fit during the World Cup despite committing to play in games. The consensus is that he needs a full rest. Well, probably why we need another midfielder. Bukayo Saka has nursed an Achilles problem throughout the World Cup, but Arsenal are hopeful that, like Rice, Saka will simply recover with rest. Ben White is expected back in Arsenal pre-season training. You would have seen him and Timber arrive, having recovered from a significant knee injury. He's understood to have made good progress. Jurien Timber is another who the club hope can play some role in pre-season. There are always worries about the durability of the knees of Gabriel Magalhaes, like Kai Havertz. The one consolation is that Magalhaes, as well as compatriot Gabriel Martinelli, did not progress far in the World Cup. Again, you would have known Arsenal players were involved in 5 of England's 6 goals as they won against France 6-4 in the World Cup third place playoff. Lovely assist from Eze, to be fair. The boy Declan, who can't do anything and is not good, apparently got a goal and assist. And a half fit, 40%, 30%, 20%. Bukayo Saka did what? Scored a hat-trick. So, yeah. Tottenham have been linked with the Shylock guy. I can't say his name, but you lot are saying he's got off the field issues. I'm not really trying to see that at the club. Chelsea face uphill task for 30 million euros signing. Player wants to keep word amid Blues attempt. What's going on here? Arsenal and Atalanta are battling for buying Leverkusen's Karim Alajabegovic. We did a video on him. The name's mad. Pick him up. Wouldn't mind him. Obviously, I don't think he's a level raiser from the point of entry, but the potential speaks for itself, people. Is there any other Arsenal stuff? Lie to us, man. Tell us something dirty, man. What's this? I don't care about Morgan Rogers no more, man. Nah, best of luck. What's this? iPaper. You're normally behind a paywall. I wonder if, folks, sorry, people, I'm just trying to make sure. I wonder if this will let me do it so we can see exactly what that says. Okay. Bournemouth's stance on Krupi and what it means for Arsenal and Spurs. Let me guess. They're asking for 100 million. Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester City face disappointment in their chase for Ellie Junior Krupi, with Bournemouth having told their star names there's no way they are leaving this summer. Tottenham are among the clubs ready to break the bank for the 20-year-old. They always buy him in my Football Manager, who's on the radar of Europe's top sides after hitting 13 goals in a breakout Premier League season. Sources have laughed off the idea of a 100 million move in this summer transfer window, insisting he's going nowhere and that his asking price will be significantly more in 2027 when the club will listen to offers for him. So they've clearly said, you know, when you're at one more year and you can do what Semenyo and Howson and all these guys did and seek pastures new. And you'd imagine Ryan will be thrown into that. The iPaper can reveal Bournemouth have in recent weeks informed Krupi, along with other wanted stars, Alex Scott, Brazilian forward Ryan, and defender Adrian Truffet, that they will not be allowed to leave this summer as the Cherries prepare for their first ever European campaign. Those conversations have also taken place with the players' reps and family members so that everyone is on the same page heading into a new role. Marco Reus, I think you're going to be the first gaffer to get sacked. I don't rate you. Prove me wrong. And we all know they've sold a bunch of players. Arsenal and City have also put the feelers out about the France under-21 in recent months, but all of his suitors will have to wait 12 months to test Bournemouth's resolve. At that point, the clubs do expect to make sales. Okay. Well, you can forget about that. Then can you? And we've also got some other things. Adrian Crafton of The Athletic has said, I had a conversation in May with someone who is well connected in European football. He said the talk of people he was speaking to was Arsenal were ready to do serious disruptive business this summer to take the team to the next level. I hope so. I just want to see that. David Ornstein, Bradley Barcola has been mentioned, but we don't know of active movements from Arsenal on Barcola at this moment in time. PSG's standpoint is they do not want to sell him. They'd like to renew his contract. Even if they are to sell him, the price in their mind would be higher, considerably higher than, I think, Elliot Anderson's move to City. This is a player who has won the Champions League. You have to pay the market rate. So it's going to be, if you do get him, it's probably going to be more than 117 million you paid for Morgan Rogers. So pack up all these star names, scouts, do your jobs, in it. He does have 2 years to go on his contract. He doesn't appear to be signing. He appears to be open to moving, it seems, for multiple reasons. It's one that might take time to develop, whether that's staying or going. On whether Arsenal will sign a top player as an alternative to Rodgers, yes, you would imagine so. Who is it, though? Who? They're in that market for a really high-level performer to take them to the next level. We need to see what's going on with Julian Alvarez. That's obviously the dream target for Mikel Arteta. Leave the guy to fuck off to Barcelona, man. The word from Atletico Madrid is that they're keeping him. But if there's any opening of a door, I'm sure Arsenal will try to walk through it. Yeah, man. Hella optimistic. Mad. So happy. So happy. Nico Williams is not elite. Can't solve our problem. Arsenal fans think they're getting anyone better than Rodgers. Nico Williams is not happening. Not convinced by Rodgers or Alvarez. He isn't even that good. Have him. Right, Chelsea fan. We didn't even need Rodgers when we have Ethan and Eze. Villa were briefing from the beginning of the summer that any fee would have to beat Grealish price. You're misled? No, I weren't misled, mate. Go get Morgan Rogers. Morgan Gibbs White left wing. I mean, you could try and he'd be a good alternative, but well, Nottingham Forest is Nottingham Forest gonna be in any rush to get rid of him? The way we operate, I don't think it's, for me, I've checked out of these big players. I know we've got Eze and Rice and that, but we might as well just do the scouts, do your jobs in it. Just find them unknown names. I might not know nothing about them. If they go and do the business for the club, who cares? These Bacolas, Alvarez's, Rodgers, Gamarez's, I've mentally checked out because of everything that's required in it. Don't feel that I don't want to quite go as far as to say we haven't adapted to the times, but you're not sitting here in it. Really and truly. I ain't paying 117 million for a player with less goals than Gibbs White. Not gonna lie, let them get shaft. But then for some players, you don't want to sit there and say stats are not important. And some of you will say that and agree with that with Rodgers, and then make out Julian Alvarez is a level raiser and whatnot. I'm not saying he isn't, but then you look at the numbers, it contradicts. Not saying you, Boston, but then it contradicts what you said previously. I thought Diamande was going PSG. Agents push so many propaganda links in the window, just trying to stir interest. I only trust the obvious trusted sources. Banyan and Diamande is overrated. Team talk isn't reliable. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't. I usually support most signings the club do, despite my personal preference. I will not support nonsense. No to John Stones. Bye, Nicole. He's too injury-prone. Stones. Think Stones ends up at Everton. From what I've heard, will go abroad to Italy. Mike City FC. He might as well go. John Stones might as well go Italy. What's the point? Everton, I hear it. You know, they were obviously Barnsley was his first club, but Everton was his first one to give him a real chance at the big time before he went to City. He might as well go abroad, man. Especially because, well, probably in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, now English players are going abroad more so than others. Like it used to be the little 16-year-olds, they're not getting a scholarship. Let's go Germany or whatever. Now it's not just that. And obviously, John Stones has been there with the England boys. You know, I want like Rashford's been at Barca, Gordon's going over there, Jude Bellingham's been at Real Madrid. Obviously, it's not all the same, but you wonder, does he want to experience stuff? Much less, I'm sure he's got other teammates with nationalities irrelevant from England that he's spoken to. He might as well go. I reckon he goes abroad. I reckon you go abroad. You've won everything there is to offer. You could join he's linked with Inter Milan. I know Inter Milan isn't the club it used to be in the early stages of my life, but still a massive club, lovely way of life, decent wages, not what you got at City. I don't know what Italy do, but even someone like John Stones, you're 32, somehow you'll end up playing until you're 37. I'd take Stones over paying 60 million for Konza. Fact. Argentina are a disgrace, man. There are 6 former academy players at Chelsea now, are reserves basically. All the guys that didn't quite bust are there. Like what Palmer was there, Sancho was there on loan, Gittins is there now. Rodgers is en route. Yeah, man. That's because Yan Diamande will cost 100 mil. We did that DG and it cost us 2 league titles in a row. What are you referring to specifically there, my boy? They must have alternatives. Let's see who they bring in. They have to be incompetence not to. It's another thing if the alternatives are good enough or not. But yeah, like you have to have that. Can we as Gunners fans move on already from the Rodgers thing? We sound like a bit of ex. Bro, he's gone. Like it is what it is. You can't treat me up. This is my position, Rico, but it's all fun and games. Exactly, DG. Agents want to earn the biggest transfer fee. Idiot players let agents convince them to agree to moves they don't really want. I don't think Rodgers was against Chelsea. His brethren are there. It's in London. Cool. Chelsea in the dumps right now, but Jabi Alonso's doing his thing. They have won trophies and will get winning again. Equally as to, I don't need to spell the positives of Arsenal. I think he was on anything. Now no one knows. Was Chelsea was the agent playing a game? Was he only had Arsenal and then Arsenal were messing about, so he goes there? Who knows? Is it a thing where Arsenal sat there and said to him, listen, it's not going to work out? He said, all right, cool, F that. Because there are other times where it works, where Rodgers could have sat there and told Chelsea, I don't want to go there. It's only Arsenal. They have to negotiate with Arsenal. He has to sit on his hands, but that's just not how life works. So this approach, you're going to miss out on Duns, bro. Heard it was always 100 plus. Of course it was for Rodgers. And that's what City got told pre-World Cup when they inquired. Has everyone who is watching subscribed to the channel? Behaved rivals welcome. Chelsea just shopping at academies shopping at players who have spent time in our academy. 220 plus on 5 of them. Yeah, they have got Tosin. They have got Lavia. I forgot about him. Good player, but he just gets done dirty with injuries. Just pay 80 to 85 million. It's a bargain for Bruno Gomes. I wouldn't say it's a bargain, but bro, if you continue to win stuff, he's done his thing, bro. Like, and for me, I want some emerging talents, but I want some guys that are ready to go, if I'm brutally honest, man. 117 mil is the best value for the agents involved in the deal. Rodgers was prepared for Arsenal, but changed his mind. He didn't have his heart set on Arsenal, and agents convinced him. She should, bro. Like, is what it is. Arsenal have been moving Buki too slow, low-balling clubs instead of making the right offers. Nothing new here. Williams ain't great. He'll struggle in the Prem. I think his decision-making make him struggle, but physically he could help. But, it's jarring, man. It is what it is. What are you going to do, man? Diamande, Bacola, Paz, Ben White and Timber are fit, so that's some good news. Now we have to make a loss and get rid of Martinelli and Jesus if we want to sign better players. Who do you want to see in that shirt next to you if you could go and get a player? Bruno Gomares, and we'll start there, man. That'd be the one I want, but we'll start there. Everything else is what it is, man. People flip-flop on Nico. I want him and Lee at Chelsea. You don't want Lee, trust me, my bro. False promises with this window. This firm stance on price gimmick is just an excuse. You'll later hear it was a sell to buy window, just like 24-25. I was laughing when Enzo got a red card. You're not alone, man. I'm not English, but I'm sure English citizens enjoyed Enzo double yellow. Bro, they're just a team of cunts, bro. Pardon my language. Like, Argentina, just the biggest villains I've come across. All right. Okay. I was just talking about Mr. Nico. We all know we're not getting it in it. Like, the journalists are being creative now. You can't link us with Rodgers, so you have to throw a Diamande in. You have to throw Nico Williams in, a player we was previously linked with. Apparently, Graham Bailey said Arsenal have made fresh contact over Nico Williams' team to understands, with the player once again firmly back on their shortlist. Andrea Burr has held discussions around Williams as Arsenal have begun exploring whether a deal is realistic this summer. Team Talk understands that his current contract includes a release clause worth 77 million. He's cheaper than Rodgers. Spanish sources have indicated the Premier League would appeal to Williams, with Arsenal viewed as an attractive destination should he decide to leave Bilbao. I mean, you took Barcelona and Arsenal around the houses last summer, so pinch of salt, but yeah, I'd be on it. I can't lie. The problem with Arsenal, they think just because you won the league, all players definitely want to play for the team. Teams like Man U, Liverpool, Chelsea, City aren't trash and they have history. We only need 3-4 level raises. Richie, you're right. You know, RIP Kevin Keegan, shit news, if I'm completely honest, to see, man. We've all got to die one day, but you have to judge your life on the people you touch. And the man's a legend, innit? His name will ring bells long after he's left this earth. So, yeah, thoughts are with his family. RIP Kevin Keegan. Love you too, mate. Shout out to yourself, man. Appreciate the support for the platform. Imagine how Arteta is feeling not getting his top target with only a year left on his contract, DG. Big up. Morgan Rodgers only had a year left on his deal. That's news to me. Did he not sign a new 4 or 5 year deal in November? Yeah, man. So if they're not going to pay, just don't waste more than anything, don't waste Newcastle's time, but don't waste our time. If you know this optimistic thing, just fuck the Bruno thing off. Scouts, do your jobs, man. The players offering for this window are not all that exciting, and teams just artificially push up the market price. Our financial cheaters sitting Chelsea, so no surprise. Their game's their game, man. Fam, Nico Williams is on 20 mil a year. But I still don't get what others see in Alvarez. I think he's okay, not a game changer. I like him a lot, man, but he wants Barca, so I don't see the point, bro. Nico Williams is overhyped. I'd get mad, but we won the league with players not maximized. Imagine if the players actually played to their true level, this team gets rolled over. No, Arteta, mate, they haven't mentioned his new contract. Oh, apologies. To be fair, Lucas, no one said anything since the end of since the summer, since May, since we won the league. I've said it before. I personally think that shit's signed, man, if I'm honest. Alvarez publicly wants Barca. Diamande publicly wants PSG. Can't for this dynasty. Nico will be 90 to 100 mil. Well, Cup tax. But the thing is, if you activate his release clause, you have to run that in full. And I don't think Arsenal want to run 77 million quid in full. They're going to try and do the IOU thing, which on one hand, clubs are doing that. Chelsea are not giving 117 million in full, but the terms have to be very favorable. Pardon me. Nico does not track back. You can be taught to do that stuff, man. Snap me up, Manu Kono would be a great signing. I would not be against him, man. Paredes reminds me of DG Lesser. That big up DG. Obviously gutted about Morgan Rodgers, but like you said, Berta surely has other targets, or at least you'd like to assume. Maybe unpopular opinion, but I'd be keen on Kylian Yildiz and or Ndai. Ndai is welcome, but we've never really, truly, credibly been linked with him, so that seems like a myth. Yildiz, the Athletic said that we asked, and it stayed at that. So we haven't bidded. So maybe there weren't enough encouragement from Juventus that a deal could be done. Maybe there weren't enough encouragement when we've tested the waters with Yildiz via his agents that he wants to move. It ain't happened, didn't it? Big up Zubamendi and Double M. Happy for them. Don't forget David Rao. Do not bring that bum Nico Williams near my club. Zero mentality. Loves his comfort zone. Run me Diamande. It's hard for Arsenal to spend 100 million on Bruno because of Zubamendi. I wouldn't spend 100 million on Bruno, but I don't think Zubi is relevant. Just bring in Krupi in and Konza to fill in for Saliba and Bruno G. I would rather take Nusa over Williams. Nusa's welcome. There are no such thing as consistent wingers. Even Ronaldinho had bad games. I read online that he wasn't going to sign his new contract if he doesn't get back to the market. Arteta, I'm not going to lie. You might not getting your first choice targets is one thing, but I've got a lot of time for you, Gaffer. You cannot tell me you haven't. Throughout your time at this club, you've been backed, bro. You've been backed. And every signing for me has to make sense. It needs to be players that, I don't know, you could find someone in whatever position that we need that's 24 to 26. He might not be known, but he's ready. Or young emerging players that are ready. All household names. Every signing has to make sense. Respectfully, because I like Kai. Less of them Kai signings and Noni signings. Everything has to make sense now. Everything. Everything. I don't want to scratch my head and start looking at heat maps and XG and the number of pressures and doing this nerdy thing, bro. Are you a baller or not? Because one thing my football club hasn't done that I badly want them to do is fucking retain this Premier League. Anytime we've sniffed that success, we've never cemented it and gone on. We've built and built and built. We get that success, we fuck about. We then have to repattern that. We build and build and build, get a bit of fruits of our labour. Then it all goes down the shitter. Fucking retain this Premier. Give it a bloody good show of it. There's got to be a correlation with we had a good summer window, we won the league. The summer before that, or whatever year it was, we played Real Madrid in the champs. We fucked about in that summer. We ran short in the second half of it. We've been in there. We're looking at, well, half of these players, I think Rice has played 69 games. If you're a key player for your club and country, you're looking at 70 games. Rightly or wrongly, this is the levels now. Make sure you've got a squad ready to withstand that. Because it's not going to, like, obviously, some rumours are saying they're being more optimistic around Saliba, some are not. If Saliba never got, unfortunately, if it never happened in the World Cup, it was going to happen at some point. No one is going to be surprised if Rice, Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, these kind of players, if they break down. So, yeah, hell, at this point, might as well take my mush off City's hands. I can't lie to you, man. I would have been for that. When I speak to City fans, they don't rate him as much as me. Jonathan Rowe from Bologna. Attitude sucks. And I very rarely say that. This is someone that done an interview with him. Attitude stinks, man. Forget that. Josh Kroenke, on his case to come with all that fighting talk and we don't evolve. Obviously, he's got to make bird calls, but I can't lie, I ain't got smoke for him. Because I have to understand how people work. Berta, how you like to deal with, tie up several deals and then move. When it works, I'll big up your thing. When it goes left, like it's gone twice, you need to make something happen. And this, I'm extending that. When I say Bert and Arteta, I'm talking about the wider team of people involved. The Cronkies have shown we put people in place, we give you the resources. They've really and truly they've invested since they've become full owners. They put money in this thing, bro. I can't lie to you. They've put money in this thing. Of course, I'd like to have Roman Abramovich owners move like City and whatnot, but that's not them. And if I'm honest with you, the P's have been there. I can't sit here and blame the Cronkies with whatever's happened. It seemed like you lot were in the driver's seat for Rodgers. It never happened. So you lot got to explain that. You lot got to make it happen. Chelsea has retained the Prem multiple times. Throw them in there as well. I mean, Chelsea's real gems. Big up yourself, but speaking about Arsenal, lad. Junior Krupi would be an amazing shout. Can play in 4 positions, but he looks hard to get out of the club. Bro, if we sign Junior Krupi, also give him for Morgan Rodgers. But the dream's free. Hustle is sold separately. As we always say on this platform for years, and you know what? It's poetic. It's harsh to say that because it rings true. I know it will all be all right, man. August the 31st, 1st of September, we'll be okay. But right now, I'm not even vexed. I'm vexed. I'm cheesed off. I'm pissed off. I want signings, bro. Like, I know no 2 years are the same, but Zubi was done early. Couple signings in early. We're still linked with the same names. We're really scrambling to really fucking talk about things, man. DG, what guests we having this week? You've been doing a great job bringing on the people who actually want. Big up you lot, man. I don't think I've got no one scheduled this week, you know. We're in talks. We can't talk about players that are not at the club. You can trust DG Nation. We're always working. You know, we've got several people working around the clock to take this squad and this YouTube channel to another level. You know, me, I'm always working. I'm the first up and the last out. We're always working. We're looking for people with unique qualities. And by the time the season starts, we hope to give fans something to be excited about. Arteta, shout me. I've got the PR on lock. Zola said he only wanted Arsenal. He's going to be class for us. I like him, man. Can't put DG and Paredes in the same sentence, bro. Shambles there. Hell, Paredes, you know what? On one hand, as much as Argentina pissed me off, yeah, and I did a video. I hope you lot have been watching the videos that have been coming out. You know, I've done the videos come out at 9 around Arsenal's players at the World Cup. I offered my World Cup opinion, so make sure you check that out. On one hand, you not have to admire the bastardry from everybody, like from everyone. Like, I like Emi Martinez, but you see when you put on that shirt and your antics of the last World Cup, not the one that's just gone, I can't have sympathy for you. Paredes, you eventually got sent off. You probably should have been sent off already. Like, even Messi was a bit of a see you next Tuesday, if I'm honest with you. And the world can see these men are not nice. A lot of people like to hide behind this Argentina thing. Oh, it's all about me. Bro, they're a team of bastards. And I get it. Because away from the obvious racism, if I was Argentinian, I wouldn't care. If I was an Argentinian player, I wouldn't care. I almost admire that siege mentality, but it goes too far when you're fouling people and there's no sportsmanship. Yeah, man. Hope you sign him, Ash. Semif. Uncle Rogers went to the cheats, Chelsea. Right, let's not do the sour thing. DG still hasn't paid me for working in the background. SLD, shut the hell up, man. Bro, we want to be all right. Come on, don't troll, bro. I'm not sure what you're saying, man. That's cool for Chelsea. Chelsea can be as high in the food chain or as low in the food chain. I don't give a monkey's. That's for Arsenal. Great stuff. You know you're in the wrong platform for that. That's dead corn to me. Big up DG. Our owners don't want to spend big money. I disagree. They've given you the bed. Nah, and then to be fair, Rodgers, if you don't want to play Champions League, fair enough. Go, look at me, Cole Palmer. I'm cold. Every time they see us, they freeze, man. Like Mikel Marino don't slap it on that team every time we play them anyways. Nah, he has put money in the club, but he said we have money to spend this summer, so make sure it happens. That's what I'm on. Yeah, but if he's saying, I trust Berta, and Berta, for example, has X amount of money, but Berta believes, or whoever believes, I don't believe Rodgers is worth 117 million. I've got 116 million, just to make it easier. I don't believe Jeremy Monga is worth 12.5 million. I've got 11.75 million. It don't matter, does it? Like, how about Thomas Arroyo from Benfica? I like him, but you'd have to ask someone that knows about him religiously. Big up the chair, the tabs, the notepad, and the scarf. Big up Rob, man, and my members and moderators. We need to spend 400 to 500 mil on players. Simple as, you know, we ain't spending no 400 or 500. Josh KSC with his shining beard trying to dazzle the fans. The streets remember what you said. Now prove it. Not any club can pay Marmoushi's wages. True. No, it's the truth. Surely Burton knows the Spanish market for a bargain like mascara, bro. Spanish market, Italian market, English market, Somalia market, Romford market, Dalston market. Fucking buy the players, bro. That's my thing. Now, when you lose, you shake hands and say, well played 100%, but these men are pieces of shit, bro. Like, look at them. They've got no, for what sport's about. It just stinks of entitlement, sour grapes. And they, like, I'll give Argentina that. You man are consistent. You're bastards when you win. You're bastards when you lose. You're an absolute stain on the World Cup, if I'm completely honest with you. And the only thing is, I'm happy you got in the final because it's a so close but so far thing for them, if I'm honest, man. If you convince the player and the player only wants that one club, no other than the price will be negotiated. When you have players who change their mind, then you have to pay or hijack can happen. I hear that, Sadiq, and you're not wrong, but I'm sorry. If I'm Morgan Rodgers, I'm not just going to sit around and wait for Arsenal. Yeah, right now, okay, I've clearly not done the banner thing. I've given what I believe is positive about Chelsea. But at the end of the day, we don't know what Xabi Alonso's doing. We're Champions League finalists. We're Premier League winners. Again, I understand it, but we don't owe you nothing. And he doesn't owe us. Because again, what did we just read? Andre Alberta likes to negotiate several deals at once in certain positions. So we might want Bruno Gomares, for example. Bruno Gomares, there's 4 other targets that we've lined up in that position. He's clearly gassing them all. Oh, yeah, you're going to sign for us. Obviously, you can sign all of them for argument's sake, but you only want one centre mid. So all the other 4 that you've sold dreams with, they're telling their brethren and their teammates, yo, we're going Arsenal, we're doing this, we're going this club, we're doing that, we're doing this. They're left short-handed. So I rate that. Morgan has said, you know what? Safe. I'm going elsewhere. Football's a dirty game. Players are selling dreams. Agents are selling dreams. Clubs are selling dreams. I know we get gassed and put tribal hats on. It's a dirty game. Everybody's chatting shit until you get contracts. Eyes are dotted, T's are crossed, things are in cold-hearted writing. It's all worse. So yeah, Mongo was 12 million, 15 sell-on fee. A guy with no pro contract. He's just about to get one. He's turning 17. How many times has he played in the championship? You're probably on 60k and all sorts. You're not even max level. Fuck out of here. A good youth that makes no sense. Like, I'm not sure what you're on about there. Marino had a very good clutch moment in the World Cup. He had clutch moments and he's had a good World Cup. Marino was a standout in the World Cup and we have him. And he's one of the few of our squad who have benefited from playing time. True. I mean, Nelly clearly is up for sale. But are you going to let Martinelli... 1, is there offers for Martinelli? 2, are you going to let him go before you rise up a winger? Forget Zolis. Because if Martinelli leaves and Trossard leaves and you've only got Zolis, forget putting player against player. You're weaker. You've let 2 players go. You've only got 1. Obviously, big up Zolis, and positively and negatively, we know what we get and don't get from Martinelli and Trossard, but there's also the element of the unknown. Are you going to sanction an exit for Martinelli at least until one player rises in? Now, of course, if we went and got Morgan Rogers, it's a different conversation. Get Garnacho. I can't lie. I don't want to hear no positivity around that. You know, man. Surely not. This market stinks. You don't invest in the stock market when it stinks. But buy me an injured Mitoma for cheap and rotate the options. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If you're saying Mitoma, bro, rise up something from South America, man. Rise up something. Find something. You go and find something. We're still chasing Alvarez. We're just wasting time with that, in my opinion. Same. The club will miss out on real quality if we keep moving like this. There must have been an element of encouragement. But again, everybody's gassing people. Because obviously, Alvarez wants Barcelona. If I'm Alvarez's agent, on top of all the negotiations and the game playing and everything we're seeing with Barcelona and Atletico Madrid specifically, because I want my client to get this move. If Barcelona are delaying, I'm going to tell my agent, yo, Arsenal on him, you know. He's warming up to Arsenal, you know. Get a move on. It's more of the story. It's a dirty game. All this bullshit is happening. It's happened to us. It's happened to other clubs. It's going to keep happening. Big Premier League champions getting food chain could never be my club. Wait. Okay, well, hold that. Wait. Liverpool. Tchouaméni, Enzo Fernandez, Jude Bellingham, please. Marcel, but you drunken, behave yourself. Alexis Sanchez, the list goes on. Liverpool have been food chained by more people than I can count. Control yourself, G. Control yourself. Stop sucking off Chelsea. Okay, we don't have to be the biggest club in London. Just come and get the Prem back. Just come and get the Prem back. Come and get the Prem back. Sorry, Arteta matched Jurgen Klopp's Premier League record. At least when we do this thing, it's rivalry. You lot are there. Oh my God, City, I love you. Please fuck me, Pep. Shut up out of here, man. What do you mean? So it never happened when you were champions. You liar. Tchouaméni as well. You liar. You liar. You liar. Like we never had Suarez. You're lucky our owners were on some foolishness. Like Suarez wasn't out here shaking batty. Allow it, doing interviews. You never see an Arsenal player do interviews for you, man. Liverpool are filled with real G's in their club and the real scousers. Marcel's not one of them. Cut your hair, you muppet. In fact, I'm not beefing gal, bro. Marcel's almost got myself cancelled there, you know. Big up Barcelona. It's all bad. I almost got myself cancelled. Don't encourage. Listen, please. City or Liverpool win the league. That's good for them. I hope Arsenal do it. Nico is not going to leave his club and not going to leave Spain as far as I'm aware. Same as Ozjarabal. The window's making me desperate because I've been watching Spain. Like, you know, Ozjarabal, you would work in the systems. We need players, man. I'm getting to it. I need players now. For 80 million, I'm taking Nico in this current market. I can't lie. I wanted him in 2024. If Rodgers is not someone who you're willing to pay whatever for, then why is he your top target? Marcel was crying in Coppice chat after getting rejected by Yandia. Man, exactly. Behave yourself, man. Behave yourself, man. DG, what do you think about James Hill as a centre-back option? The Bournemouth lad. I like him, you know. I like him. But again, there's not really any little cheap deals. How much are they going to say? 40 mil. But man, you found mascara. Find something, man. There must be something. Go and find something. It's easy for me to say I'm an armchair expert, but this is why you lot get paid the big bucks. This is why you lot got the CV. This is why you lot came to it. Make it happen. When it's happened, I'll big you lot up. When it ain't happened, oh, what the hell's going on here, sort of thing, man. But I just want to make a YouTube channel, a YouTube video saying welcome Joe Blogs to Arsenal, man. And is he gonna play like who's gonna play left wing, or is Odegaard gonna be in issues, or who's gonna go up front? There's none of that right now. I've said that sometime, man. Are we trying for Bukola? I hope so. I can't lie, I'd rather Williams. I'm not on the Liao thing. He signs, I'll give him a chance. Liao's not going to bang, bro. It's not going to bang. It's not going to bang. Them man there as well in London where the lights are bright and you've got money and there's Kial and you're at Arsenal. I'm scared, man. I'm scared, man. The more I read this comment, the more I get rage baited. As soon as his big bro Inaki is done, he'll want to leave. Liverpool paid more for Caicedo, but he rejected. This is what I'm saying, man. Don't let Marcel, don't let nitties. When you walk past the bookies and nitties are shouting, you don't reply to them, do you? This is what Marcel is. But with that being said, though, man, as I told you, I've really been making a conscious effort to keep these streams for an hour just because of you lot on the replay. It's been fantastic. Hopefully, there's some fucking sightings. To the rival fans, big up yourselves. Big up my Arsenal fans who are here. Big up you lot around the world, the members, the moderators, the general supporters, those of you no doubt that are watching this on a replay. Without you lot, the channel's dead in it. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go play 5-a-side now. Gonna pretend I'm Ronaldinho because it's the only thing like that. Oh, playing in this heat. Did we make the right decision, lads? Let me make sure I got a couple bottles of water. But yeah, man, back away from that, yeah, banter aside, football is one thing. I hope you and your loved ones stay in good health. We'll link up again soon, man. But give me a call, man, because it sounded like we're not getting anywhere.
Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
Marcel, you can't play football. You're washed. Have you washed your hair, blood? Look at it in the thing, though. Yeah, washed your hair, blood. I know that way enough. That hat's not crazy.